Hello friends and fellow wealth seekers, and welcome back to a new video. I blog at investmentjourney.eu about financial independence, about crowdlending primarily in Europe. This video is about my portfolio update for September 2019. So let's get right into it. Well, if you are new, it's great for you to stop by. There is links in this blog post about my thoughts on financial independence, about what crowdlending exactly is, and the pros and cons of the platforms I choose to invest with, in addition to this blog post, which I will link to in the description below. In September, I added one page to the blog and I published one blog post. I published a Swaper review. And I have published a page which gives you a summary of all the platforms I invest with. So definitely worth checking that one out. This has been in the works for a while and I mentioned it in my last video as well. So I finally managed to get that published. In September I deposited 5,700 euros to my portfolio. I withdrew 1,700 euros, so net investments of 4,000 euros, which is good. September was a great success, and you keep listening to find out why. This is where the video will come up later. So, crowdlending portfolio income. Quick summary. Over 1,200 euros, annualized returns of 18%, and a new portfolio value of almost 95,000 euros. Income, 1,242.19 euros, a little bit up compared to last month. Annualized returns of 18%, rounded up, which is extremely good. I was pleasantly surprised by the result. If you are a returning reader or listener, you will have noticed that I expected my income to go down because August was another really good month, but instead it remained pretty much flat. Income from crowd estate did not drop by as much as I had expected. More on that in the crowd estate section. My first goal of monthly passive income is 1,500 euros, which means I'm currently at 82.81%, slightly up from last month. This is my income over time from the beginning of this year up to 1,200 euros roughly. So let's zoom into crowd estate. Income was 237 euros roughly, down by 86. Annualized return, which is extremely high, of 47%. Even though income declined, it's not by as much as I had expected. The primary reason was one secondary market sale, which netted 155 euros, and additionally one project successfully exited. This one sale basically generated all my income, which had been accruing for a year, and then I sold my stake, so that netted instantly a 155 euros profit. Add to that a few smaller projects I had invested in and the project exit, and I still ended up at 237 euros. But it is very likely income will take a nosedive in October, so we'll see how that goes. I also withdrew 1,700 euros from crowd estate. I like the platform, but most of the projects recently launched weren't that appealing to me. Crowd estate is a bit like up and down, and it'll plummet because I have been withdrawing quite a bit over the last months. So I would expect it to go below the €100 mark for October. Then Mentos Income, 127 €85, up 50 €22. Annualized return of 12.79. Solid month. The main reason for income rising is the increased deposits in August, where I added 4,500 euros. Mentos had a decline in rates since the end of August, and this has continued into September and October. So I have decided to start withdrawing funds from Mentos and invest elsewhere. Sadly, I hope that the rates will bounce back, because I really like Mentos and I don't like to withdraw my money from it. But then again, I don't think 10% is really cutting it. There's better opportunities elsewhere. This does make me realize that it's a good choice not to be overexposed to one platform. I'm using 13 platforms right now, so it's easy to move money between platforms. If you are interested in becoming an investor with Mentos, although you might want to wait a little bit for the rates to rise, there is still a link here. It gives you 1% cashback for the first 90 days, which is definitely a nice bonus for the first 3 months. So income has been pretty steady, has been going up because I have been increasing my deposits, but it'll decline a bit again. Now I'm withdrawing. Then group here, income 104 euros, a decline of 33 roughly, still annualized return of 12.5. August's income was boosted due to a cashback campaign, so a decline was expected. It's still a solid month. Group here is steady, predictable, low maintenance, and I still feel the platform still has a lot of potential to improve. It's definitely one of my favorites that I use. Group here also published a blog post, which gets me very excited about the platform. It's like a roadmap of goals they are looking to achieve over the next quarters, and also in Q3 19, but sadly this hasn't happened yet, must be behind schedule. It's an update on mostly focused on transparency, ratings for their loan originators, and financials. So hopefully that'll come soon. So let's give them a bit more time. Then the chart, so a bit of a decline as you can see, but you see the boost here as well from the cashback campaign. I'm not worried, it'll bounce back. Then Investio, income 114 euros, up by 6. Annualized return 19%, rounded 20 even. So 4 projects I invested in have successfully exited in September. The very same day that the principal was supposed to be returned, it did. So this greatly boosts my trust in the platform. Additionally, more projects were launched during September, so cash drag due to exits was minimal. So all in all, a good month with Investio. I increased my portfolio with 500 euros and invested in the development of a large dolomite deposit. Interest rate of 17.5% for 12 months. You can see it here in this picture. So solid with Investio this month. If you are looking to become an investor with Investio yourself, you can use my link. You gain a 0.5% cashback for 270 days. So nice little bonus if you are looking to get into the game. Then the income chart. Not much to add. It's going up. It's a platform that I enjoy investing with, and I will keep looking for great opportunities with Investio. Then Fast Invest, income 11 euros 50 cents, up 1 cent. Annualized return solid, 14% rounded. Another solid month. I really hope the platform does step up when it comes to transparency. That is the main drawback I see with Fast Invest. I would love to add more money here, but until they become more transparent, I see it as a platform for diversification, and I'm not adding any more funds. Once loan originators are published, I will reevaluate my choices and potentially increase my investment. As you can see, it's a small sum that I invested. It's, well, you can't see it, but it's roughly 1,000 euros, and it's been stable income every single month. Then Swaper income 80 euros 89 cents, up 8 euros 38. Annualized returns rounded 14%. Swaper is really as hands-off as it gets. It does the job. A small amount of cash drag here and there, but like returns, you can see it annualized, still 14% rounded. Swaper is running a promotional campaign for new investors until the 2nd of November. This was extended. It was originally until the beginning of October. This promotional campaign gives you 2% returns on top of the 12%. That is the standard for the first 3 months of investing. So you will get 14% instead of 12. And then if you have 5,000 euros invested after 3 months, or throughout these, if you have 5,000 euros invested throughout these first 3 months, you will keep getting 14% returns, because that is the loyalty bonus that Swaper provides as well. So you can get 14% throughout if you decide to use this link and deposit 5,000 euros. If you are interested in this campaign, you can use this link to acquire it. Swaper, I am liking investing with this platform quite a bit. You can see that I've increased my income, and that's mainly due to getting the loyalty bonus and adding some additional funds in July. And I am considering moving funds from Mentos into Swaper. So it's very likely that I will move some more funds here. Then Viventor income 48 euros 56 cents, a little bit lower, 5 euros 78 cents exactly. Annualized returns exactly the same as Swaper. It's a funny coincidence. Also 13 and 87%, rounded 14. Nearly all of my A40 loans are returned by now. There was some delay in payments, some uncertainty, but all of that has been restored, it seems. So all good. Annualized returns are a bit lower than expected, considering I'm investing in 14% loans or above. The main reason is the loan originator Atlantis, who only pays out interest at the end of the term, and on top of that has a buyback term of 90 days. So roughly 15% of my Viventor portfolio is with this loan originator, because the original term of most of the loans is 5 months. The buyback is basically another 3. So I haven't seen any returns from this loan originator from the moment I started investing. And if I recall correctly, the buyback will kick in November. So that should boost, unless it's paid before, but I doubt it a bit. So unless that, so it will be boosted in November. That explains why the annualized returns are below 14%. I expect it to be roughly 14.5 if that would, if the Atlantis would, for instance, pay monthly interest. So declined a bit because I withdrew, but I would expect, because I'm not withdrawing any more money from Viventor, I'm actually liking it recently quite a bit again. So I would expect this to just slightly keep going up. Then RoboCash Income declined 16 euros 31 cents. Annualized returns of 10%. This is quite low because RoboCash has a fixed interest rate of 12%, a bit lower than expected. but I noticed I invested in a few loans with a term of 90 days and the entire interest is paid out at the end of the loan term. So I should be catching up in November, so I will be keeping a close eye on this. Rumors of cash drag were circulating in September, but I have not experienced any of that at all. Because my returns were lower, I looked into it, but that was not the case for me. So still, I'm pleased with RoboCash. It's simple, it's hands-off. You set basically an auto-invest portfolio and it's set and forget. The only downside is fixed interest rates, 12%. You could argue there's better opportunities out there. I haven't added any funds to RoboCash recently for that reason. I'm expecting this to catch up to just 20 euros again, 21 soon. Then Crestor Income, 96 euros 43 cents, up €1.40. Annualized returns only 9%. Income is flat and annualized returns low, mainly because more and more projects have moved to a payment structure that does not pay interest from the start. So no longer monthly cash flow, but instead delayed returns for like 6 months, followed by monthly interest payments. I have provided an example below, so let's have a look at that. Here you see it. So I received a payment in July for this project, then nothing until January, and then monthly until April when it exits. So just moving back, the first delayed interest payments will be received in December. So up until that time, I'm expecting to see annualized returns which are basically lower than I would expect from Crowdlending, but that will catch up. Then I deposited 2,000 euros in September and spread the amount over 3 projects, each yielding at least 16%. You can see the details below. So let's have a look. So this biomass heating production plant, 21% for 2 years. There is a Timberland investment, 16% plus 5% if certain conditions are met. I actually received an email from the project sponsor, and the expected bonus payment will be 3% instead of 5%. It was a tiered condition bonus payment. Then Boundary Resort, 19.5%, 18 months. So another funding round for the Timberland investment is already announced. I think it starts this Monday, which will be the 7th of October. I will likely get into it. The interest rates were 80% fixed and 2% conditional, which is attractive, not gonna lie. If you are looking to start investing with Crowdlending, you can use my link. It's a cashback for 0.5% for 180 days. The offer for cashback from Crowdlending is pretty rare, so I'm pleased I get to offer it to all my readers and listeners. Income, well, it'll get it. We will be seeing a spike in December, so still looking good. Then Crestor Income, 300 euros, up 25, annualized 22. The platform that holds most of my funds and has been performing steadily. No attractive projects were launched, sadly, in September, but one was announced early October and got funded instantly. I didn't manage to get a piece of it. Damn it. It was very attractive. You can see it here. It had a buyback of, it was 24 months, 20% fixed interest. So all in all, I think it got funded in a few hours. So I wasn't expecting that. It hadn't in the past, but I guess the platform is gaining more traction and more investors, so I'll just have to act quicker next time. If you are interested in Quetzal as well, you can get 0.5% cashback for 180 days. There's a promo code, Investment Journey, which will give you another 15% euro sign-up bonus. Then my income going up every month, 300 euros right now. I'm reinvesting interest that I receive every month, so it should be just an upward curve. Then TFG Crowd, or the finance group Crowd Income, 50 euros, or well, 52 and 74 cents, up 6 euros 85, annualized returns 21. Take that with a grain of salt though. So far so good though with the platform. Interest received is exactly as expected. Attractive new projects are being launched. I deposited 1,300 euros in September and invested in 3 projects. Annualized return, as I said, it's a bit skewed, mainly because of how I calculate it, and because, like, if you deposit an amount in September, you will already receive interest at the end of September over that amount. So you get interest from the day that you invest and also that very same month. I do like the diversity that this platform provides when it comes to projects. As you can see here, like there's now a coffee project, then 2 real estate projects, and but it also was like a co-working space last project that was completely funded. So it's just different branches, which helps diversification. My first project exit is planned for this November, so it will be interesting to see how that goes. Then income going up steadily every month. I will keep adding money to TFG Crowd. It's part of my strategy. More on that though in the conclusion. Then Monetera income was roughly 20 euros, up by 12, annualized returns 16. Here as well, annualized returns are a bit distorted, mostly because interest is paid on the first of the month. Monetera published a few new projects in September, and I caught a piece of that by depositing 700 euros and investing in 2 of them. These are the details: 6 months 19.3% returns, and one for 7 months and 19.1% returns. Some of the loans with Monetera have a pretty short duration, so the first project exit is scheduled for November as well. So far I'm really enjoying investing with this platform. If you are considering opening an account with Monetera, you can use my link, and by default it gives you 0.5% cashback for 90 days. But if you add the promo code Investment Journey, it will give you another 90 days of cashback, totaling to 180 days. So very happy to be able to give you this unique offer. Then the last platform, WiseFund Income, 32 euros exactly, up by 22.86, annualized returns 21. Also here a bit distorted, but this will smooth out over time. It's just because my investments are I've basically just started investing with this platform in August. It's likely to be in the 18 or 90% range if you calculate it more accurately from a more like daily returns standpoint. WiseFund launched several attractive projects in September, and I decided to get a piece of all of them. So returns up until 19% or 19.35%. I deposited 1,200 euros in September and invested in 3 of them. So far WiseFund delivers. Also here 0.5% cashback if you would be interested to get into it. It's 270 days that it lasts. These are the latest projects, of which these two have already been funded. Here you can see the interest rates. Varies from 16%, which is the lowest I've seen so far, up until 19.35, which is the highest I've seen so far. The rumor is that there is a few projects of 20% upwards in the pipeline, so I'm keeping a close eye on this platform. Then we're getting close to the end. The savings rate. My savings rate for September was 90%. Yes, finally managed to get a good month, and I'm very pleased about that. Up by 40%. I was only at 50 last month. My target for the year is 75%. This will be difficult, but nevertheless I'm gonna try. Currently my year-to-date savings rate is 67%. See, there's a detailed page for my savings rate which you could have a look at, and the graph, the green my income, the red my expenses. So expenses were low for September. A few months until the end of the year. Then a short conclusion. September has been a superb month. Passive income was great. It was a new all-time high even. And I managed to keep my expenses low. Attractive opportunities were launched by Investio, Crowdlending, TFG, Crowd, Monetera, and WiseFund, which was my latest platform I added. So to summarize the month, all-time high, 90% savings rate, Mentos rates are down. Need to adjust this, so I will start withdrawing. Steady above 60% towards the first target. I'm expecting a decline in passive monthly income, so I'm not expecting to be steady above 80% for now. So we'll see where we are next month. My strategy is unchanged and remains to focus primarily on projects with 16% returns or more. So this was my September. Stay tuned for the October update if you are interested. If you enjoyed reading or listening, just feel free to browse to the webpage, which is in the description below, and leave a comment there. And I hope to see you again in the next update. Thanks a lot for listening, and bye bye. Ciao.